And there was a random egg on the floor?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Aren't we just doing what a fox would do?
Do you think it's okay to do what a fox would do? They also sniff each other's bottoms. Would you do that?
Just trying to find a way of having my egg in the morning. The chicken lays the egg anyway, unfertilised. I pick it up. Oh, I'll eat that because I'm hungry and I need to feed my children.
If I pooed on the floor in the forest and someone wants to pick it up and eat it, I don't care. Do you feel knowing that you really want to eat someone's period? I wish you could get his face.
Is that the sloppy one? What's the sloppy one?
What happens in the egg industry? The male chicks, they don't produce eggs, so they go into here. Can you see? Come closer a bit because it will go in a second. This is a blender. These male chicks go straight into that blender.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Sorting out wheat from the chaff.
They
the
don't.
good and the bad. Those are going to live in 2 or 3 days. Money in the bank, cash. What's the
So
cost
male,
effectiveness, etc.
yeah, because male chicks don't produce eggs, so they don't want to spend money on them to keep them alive.
That was my point. A chicken will lay an egg anyway.
Yes.
It's not bred to lay eggs. It's part of its nature. The reason it lays an egg is in the hope that maybe a cockerel will come along and do his business.
Yes.
Right. The egg is laid anyway.
Can I say something?
Why shouldn't I eat that egg?
Okay, I'll say something. So hens have actually been modified and selectively bred to lay 300 eggs a year. Naturally, they should only lay about 12 to 15. So they're already pushing...
One a month.
Yeah, and they're pushing one out every day. So the toll on their body is so much. So we have rescue hens at home and we have to feed the eggs back to them. We smash the eggs on the floor and they run at them and just eat them because they're getting the calcium and protein back.
What if in a society that is not industrialised and eggs chickens just roam around and they just peck around and do all the right things and they lay eggs and they without any interference from man and in the morning or the evening, whenever, they take the eggs and have them for breakfast. What's wrong with that?
Okay.
Where is the cruelty?
Do you mean if they're hens that haven't been modified or selectively bred? Okay. So say if there was a forest and you randomly found an egg.
In a Nigerian bush.
And there was a random egg on the floor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. I personally wouldn't eat it, but you're not exploiting the animal.
So.
But can I finish on this point?
Yeah.
The moment we see them like an egg as a product, the demand starts. The root of the egg industry is because backyard hens. That was the original place it started. So people start to see the eggs as something for them. Then their friends would want some, then the more friends, and then the demand started, and that's why we have factory farms now.
I get the commercial side to it. I get
but do you understand that's the root of the problem? Seeing it as a product.
I know. What if? I know.
Yes.
What if.
I like your conversation. Yeah.
But there is a seriousness behind it because I'm searching. You see, I'm looking for the justification. I think is the word. Isn't it?
Yeah. Have you ever found an egg when you've been on a walk? It doesn't happen often, does it? So it's kind of like a very extreme case.
But what if I could find a producer who good animal husbandry or whatever the term is, good breeding and everything, can allow their chickens to roam as if as if it quite naturally. Au naturel.
Okay, so firstly,
with feathers.
All hens come from a hatchery. Originally, they come from a hatchery.
What if they weren't? What if I'm in that society?
That's not really a situation that happens, though. Because
what if it could be contrived?
What do you mean? So no males were ever born?
If they were born, that's okay.
But people wouldn't pay for them to live their life unless they're in a sanctuary.
I don't care. I'm a benevolent man. I'm a rich man. Okay. I want a farm which I want to do rewilding and everything. Let my chicken roam free.
Okay, so our chickens can just roam around at my house. They lay eggs, but I would never take their eggs. Their eggs aren't mine to take. And like I said before, the moment you see what comes out of an animal as a product, animals will be exploited.
Yes, but if it's going to rot
What?
or be scavenged by a fox at night, is that okay? Because the fox is a different form of animal to us. Aren't we just doing what a fox would do?
Do you think it's okay to do what a fox would do? They also sniff each other's bottoms. Would you do that? Would you do that?
You know, my original point was about eggs. Yeah. I went away and thought about it.
Good question. So, okay, we'll come back. If you saw an egg in the forest, a random egg, I don't have a problem. I don't have a moral problem with that. But the fact we are seeing products that come from animals as a product. Yeah, because the reason, like I said, the reason why we exploit these animals is because somebody once saw one thing, saw it as a product for them, and then they create a demand. And that's why them animals are exploited.
I'm just trying to find a way of having my egg in the morning and still going along with what Steve was saying.
You can just have scrambled tofu. But it tastes very similar to an egg. Have you had tofu before?
Yeah, I've done all the right things.
You've done all the right things?
I know.
I did all the wrong things and I hated tofu. Now I love it. You can make tofu taste however you like it.
I've just learned to like hummus.
So you can learn to like tofu.
And sauerkraut. I'm going through a metamorphosis.
But would you rather pay for what happens to the chickens, the male chicks going into the blender and the chickens going to slaughterhouse for an egg? Or would you rather just not have an egg again?
But on the Serengeti, you've got your wildebeest, you've got your males and your females. There's no sorting out. The males, if they can't find a mate, they have to shrug their shoulders, don't they? If it's the same with chickens, tough. I'm not going to kill you if you can't find a mate.
I don't understand your point, please.
The point is, commercially, the males are selected against and destroyed because they're unproductive.
Yeah.
Right. In the wild, that doesn't happen.
Do you buy your eggs from the wild?
No, that's not the point. The fundamental point back to total nature. The egg will be laid anyway. It's not manufactured, it's not encouraged to lay, it wasn't bred to lay. It laid because it's in its nature to do so, from the time it was a dinosaur, right? It only becomes another chicken fertilized when it's fertilized.
Yes.
Might not be. In the commercial world, it wouldn't happen, but in the wild it'll happen. They just have to go the way, shrug the shoulders, not my day today sort of thing.
Yes,
Right? What's wrong with that? And the chicken lays the egg anyway, unfertilized, I pick it up, I'll eat that because I'm hungry and I need to feed my children. Nobody's hurt, the egg is laid, it's done. Everybody's happy.
Find an egg when you go for a
the
walk
only disappointed bloke is the cockerel didn't get his.
That's not the situation we're talking about, though, is it?
If it was.
Like I said, if you found a random egg in the forest,
you'd be okay with that.
I've got no moral objection to it, but I wouldn't do it.
No.
But every single day.
But that's a moral sort of thing, isn't it? It's not really. If you found an egg, it's going to be eaten by somebody.
I'll give you this analogy. If I pooed on the floor in the forest and someone wants to pick it up and eat it, I don't care. But would you want to do that? It's not a situation we do.
Poo isn't edible.
It is.
That egg is.
You can eat it if you want.
Not to humans.
Do you know
not to humans. Eggs are. We have evolved to eat eggs. Honestly, we did not evolve. We evolved to poo. Do
you know what an egg is, though? It comes out the chicken's bottom. Where they wee and they poo. The egg comes out the same place. That's their ovulation. You're eating someone's period.
Is that why they only lay 12 a year?
Yes, their period.
That's the connection.
So how do you feel knowing that you really want to eat someone's period? I wish you could get his face.
Oh, Steve.
It's true though, right? We're taught that we eat eggs and things, but when you think about what it is, it's pretty gross, right? So would you rather eat someone's period or scrambled tofu?
Do you know what a more acceptable argument would have been?
Yes.
How would you like to eat someone's fetus? That would have been.
Yeah, you can say
just
that. Yeah,
just the
just
same.
as gross. It's
but
basically
not as
all
gross.
gross.
There are degrees of grossness.
I'd rather just go for plants where you're not eating anyone's period or fetus. Would you agree? Would you agree? Yeah.
Of course I agree.
It's good because it shows that you're really thinking about it.
Of course. I told
Yeah.
Steve I'm processing. It's that false food you can buy. It's a tofu. What's the other one?
False food. Soya?
Eh?
Soya?
Yeah, but what do they make? You can buy it in packets.
Seitan. You can buy a lot of things in
There's
packets.
tofu and there's the other popular one. What is it?
Tempeh. Just the meat alternatives like, yeah, soya, seitan, tofu.
What's the other one? There's another one, isn't there? Everybody has. They make sausages out of it and different shapes and things to kid people.
Yeah, tofu. Soya.
Is it tofu? I'm not thinking of tofu. Is that the sloppy one, tofu? What's the sloppy one? What's the sloppy one?
Eggs. Eggs are sloppy.
Oh, I don't like the gelatinous part of it.
Tofu is the blocks that you can get.
Yeah.
Or you can have things made from soya, which like you have like vegan nuggets and vegan burgers. I think that's
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. But why? You're imitating
Yes.
something. It's not real thing, is it?
It's not what you're. It's not what you. What
It's
you're
like
used.
not liking brachycephalic dogs, but buying a robot dog instead. It's not the same, is it?
Are you? Are
Do you know what I
asking?
mean? If you're anti-dog breeding,
Yeah.
certain types of dog breeding,
Yeah.
a robot dog is not the answer. Tofu is shaped into fish fingers.
Yeah.
Fish fingers,
Yeah.
right? It's the same as a robot dog as against a brachycephalic dog.
Fish?
It's not an alternative.
But your fish are shaped into fish fingers. It's not the fish. Cows are shaped into circles for a burger. The reason we have the alternatives is because we don't want to pay for victims to go to a slaughterhouse or be killed, and we can get the same taste pleasure.
You're so programmed, aren't you?
Not programmed, just know the answers to these questions.
You do, because you've done it so many times. This is a first for me. So
Yeah, yeah.
How am I doing?
You're doing really good.
No.
You're a really nice person to speak to.
Well, because I'm thinking what you say.
Yeah.
I'm not just giving you...
I can't wait for you to go and have a coffee in a minute and come back for some more questions. Make sure it's an oat latte though, an oat coffee.
I do reflect on
Yeah. Really, I really like talking to you.
What's your name?
Melissa.
Melissa.
Yeah.
Melissa.
I'm Steve's wife.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Melissa. I should have known.
You should have known. I didn't
Yes.
tell you, so I don't blame you.
Yes.
Lovely to meet you. I'll see you again in a minute.
I've been thinking about